All right, what up, Race Brain fam? We got the whole squad today on today's show. I can't even be that nice because we've got, folks, it's race week. We got world championships. By the time you're listening to this, world championships are happening in 3 days, and these people aren't my friends. They're my competitors. We've got Jack Bauer, the hybrid stats man, hailing all the way from Colorado. Will he put some respect on my name and give me the appropriate percent of winner for Saturday's race? I don't know. Time will tell. Then we've got the fastest woman on the Jersey Shore. I hope that she does really well in this race, but I hope she doesn't beat me by whatever percent of winner that Jack sets for us. We've got Michelle Navarro and the legendary, slowest 38-year-old former college D3/2 athlete in West Dallas. We've got Brakken Crocker. How we doing, gang?
I'll nitpick that. I was never D2. Oh, you'll never get an intro. I agree with.
It doesn't matter what I say.
Listen,
Bracken's
D1
always gonna be wrong.
D3, D2 might as well not exist.
Do we all agree that? Well, first, let me ask this before I ask a potentially offensive question. Michelle, you ran in college, right?
Yes, I was D1.
Okay.
I also
Shout out.
Yeah.
Just
Shout out.
saying.
Jack, did you run in college, Jack?
I was a low level D1.
Okay, but you were still D1. Okay, so then we've got two D1 athletes and we've got two D3 athletes. Do we all agree that D2 athletes were likely good enough to run D1? They just didn't have the grades?
I guess that's an easy assumption, but I don't know.
I think a lot of times it's just like what the school was designated as. Like they're just not big enough, but they probably went there to actually get a degree. So
They went there to play school, or they went there because they couldn't play school.
Play school, exactly.
So
One
in
of the two.
baseball, at least, it was always D2 athlete. The D2 guys were just as good as the D1 guys. They just didn't have the grades to get into D1 baseball schools. Is typically how it went.
Running, not a ton of that. A
I
lot
feel
of
like runners
foreigners,
are smart.
Right.
D2 will go
Lot of
overseas and be like,
foreigners.
hey, you can come over here and we'll pay for you. And they're like,
It's true.
Division 2 sounds nice. And there's like no concept of what it is. So they get a lot of foreigners, D2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. All right. Enough of that. We'll see what the crowd
Division
thinks.
2.
Division
Come on.
2. All right. On today's show, we are going to do the Elite 15 doubles draft. That's right. I told you we're producing so much content here at Race Brain. On Tuesday or Monday, I don't even know what day we released it, but we released the Elite 15 solos draft. And you thought that was all? No, that ain't all. We're also doing the doubles, baby. We're going to do a doubles draft today. And then I think just for the sake of fun, we won't draft it, but we'll all make our top 3 predictions for the relay. And we'll see who was right and who was wrong. For today's show, we did, if you didn't listen, Jack and I, along with Greg from the Rocks Life, did a fairly in-depth Elite 15 doubles preview last week. So no doubt there will probably be some things repeated today, but the purpose of today is we are drafting. We'll have some commentary because this is Race Brain after all, and we got opinions and we got takes. But if you want that deep dive analysis, I would suggest you go back and listen to last week's episode. All right. We're good on intros. I think, Jack, is it time for the Wheel of Names?
Always time for the Wheel of Names.
All right. Let's get this going. I even have the ads cleared this time. And
Oh, we kinda
professional
like it.
over here.
We like the ad version.
You've already superseded Rich Ryan's hosting a capability then.
Getting the Wheel of Names. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
We got to go full screen now. That's the one thing. Yes.
Oh,
Boom.
yep.
This is it.
Pro. That's what we do for the people. All right.
I think the only guy who's not going to be here this weekend is going to get it.
Classic. That's absurd.
Why is that absurd? I got froze out of the singles draft with no explanation given. I deserve this slot.
What do you mean? You're not frozen out of the singles draft?
You said you just released something for singles on Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, this is hilarious because now if you're listening to this show,
I love that you have to explain it now.
Yeah, BK
Brakken
just
totally knows what he's
BK
doing.
just set me up, so now I have to explain for everyone at home. We were recording this on the Thursday before. We're actually recording this before we did the Elite 15 singles draft. I was trying to be professional about it, and BK decided to dog me. So, yeah, time warp. this
because I showed up at
episode-
Marquette track last minute trying to make it down there to help my boy, and he wasn't there.
There's no way that's true. You would have texted me. All right,
Not your
BK, what
number.
pick you taking?
Give me one. I think I can deep dive and pull squads on this. I think my strategy is going to pay off. So give me one.
All right. He wants that one. Jack Bauer.
Oh man, this is actually pretty tricky. I think I'm gonna take.
Because I could block you.
I'll take. Yeah, go ahead, block me, whatever. I'll take number 3.
Ooh, interesting.
It's tricky
Little
with 4 people back again.
Little spicy
no
meatball.
middle. No middle spot.
Ooh, this is tough.
Pressure's on.
Oh God, this is tough. I'll take the.
You can say it.
4
I like it.
All right, good.
for posterity.
My spin.
Put some respect on Michelle's name.
2 spot.
You're taking the 2. Okay. Good.
All right. All right,
Very
BK will go first. Michelle will go second. Jack will go third. And I will be drafting 4th.
Matt, you want to
All right.
explain the rules?
The rules of the draft are we are going to pick. This is actually a little bit, I guess it's the same thing as singles. So we are going to pick 6 teams each with 1 wild card choice. It will be cross country scoring. So basically what Jack is our top 6 team score.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Each of us will select 5 teams. 28 of the 30 teams will end up getting selected. 2 will not. And yeah, your best 5 performing teams, male plus female combined. So you can have a 3rd place male, 3rd place female. Each of them gets you 3 points.
We're
Lowest
picking
total.
7 teams, but only the top 5 score.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So we will pick 6 teams. We'll all have a wild card for a 7 team, and then top 5 teams will score. Lowest total score wins. It's kind of like golf. All right, Jack. You want to share
All
the
right.
screen?
New and improved Race Brain draft board right here.
Is
Check
this
it
the
out on
debut?
YouTube.
Or did it debut Monday?
Brakken killing us on this. Let's just say I've got an even better one for our Monday.
We're trying to be a
episode.
professional podcast over here, and Brakken is just
Don't give me
destroying us.
professional when you thought 6 people scored in a cross country race. I'm not
Yeah.
having it.
I
Oh,
couldn't
man.
remember how we did it. I'm
It's
sorry.
a good looking logo for Race Brain
It is a
too.
good
like
looking
it.
logo. Does anyone know who made it? Brakken, you know who made it?
I'll take credit for it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow, you just gaslit 400
I mean-
people listening to this when it was Michelle.
I
Brakken's on
actually
one
did
today.
both of these logos as well. Just FYI.
The thing I don't like is the trend in movies with alternate timelines in universes. So I am disrupting it all. I'm not letting that extend into my reality. We can record out of time and it doesn't matter.
Ridiculous.
All
Amazing.
right. And just to give you guys an update, each team, so if we're looking at the men, like Alan and Jake, Alan goes first alphabetically. So every single team is the earlier alphabetical person, just in case you're looking for someone.
Okay, cool.
I see you didn't see this. I'll let it slide.
We're not seeding this because seeding is stupid.
Times
Seating's
matter
great.
in HYROX. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
I'll kick off. And I have a draft theme, which any of the OG Race Brain followers will know is
Brakken is on one today. I don't know what he
That's
took
what-
before
yeah.
this, but he is on one.
listen, I
Yeah,
draft.
are
with
you
a
bicarbed
theme.
up right now?
I have back-to-back recordings today. I've got to be. I've
Bracken
gotta be-
switched some
up.
shoes right before this. Whatever ones he put on the wall gave him some energy.
Yeah, he's got those. Are those the Metaspeed Skies or what?
Sky Ones.
Sky ones, baby.
I had-
Legit.
Matt, for you, I had some AP3s up there, but it's just too dull. I needed a splash of color. Anyway, I draft with themes and they generally blow up in my face. So I'm drafting today like I draft the fantasy draft in Madden since Madden 05 with Michael Vick on the cover. And that is I'm
04,
drafting
04.
whatever. Speed and acceleration is all I'm drafting. I don't care about your overall. I don't care about your age. Speed and acceleration.
All right. So with the first pick, who are you
Rich
going
Lyle.
with? Yeah, obviously.
That's why I took the number 1 pick.
I got a question for you, Brakken.
Yes.
So on Rich Layout, and I know that you probably didn't listen to the doubles preview because you're not doing long zone 2 work right now. But had you listened to the doubles preview, you would have heard a lovely exchange between Jack Bauer and Greg from the Rocks Life, where Jack said, "You know what? I don't care. Put their name on the check. They're not getting beaten." And Greg said, "I don't know if I agree with that." And Jack said, "I don't care what you say. Put their name on the damn check." BK, what do you say to that? Do you agree? Are you on Jack's side or more on Greg's side?
I am never on a sure thing side. That's why sports are not played out on paper. We have just a history in
But
our...
is Rich Lyle the closest thing to a sure thing in this field?
I think yes. Yeah, that's why I'm drafting them number 1 overall as a unit. They're the most experienced / fastest combination we have. They can both go anaerobic. They complement each other well. Like the biggest thing in this, yeah, speed acceleration is great, but it's also like who's going to match my freak kind of thing. Like no one's going to transition with JK and do well. No one's going to do Hunter style and do well. We've seen this. You have to be able to match up well. And this is the most synergistic team that you could come up with in the sport of hybrid. And so it's the closest thing to a sure thing. But the fact that you have to have both people healthy and competent and clicking at the same time on the same day means that there is no sure thing. And then penalties come into it. And it's just too easy to screw it up. But they're the closest we have.
Other thoughts? This is in this draft. I think in the singles draft that everyone already listened to, a little bit of debate who you'd go pick 1. But in this, I don't know that there's an argument for anyone else to be picked first.
This right here was basically when Victor Wembanyama came on the scene, and it's like, who's going to be the number 1 pick? And you knew months heading into it, that's exactly who was the number 1 pick. We knew once this doubles draft was happening, Rich Leo was going to be the number 1 pick.
Every other team you look at here and you say, oh, look at that name. And then the other one, it's like, but do they balance them out blank? There is no question here.
Yeah. Yeah. The question, can old man Rich recover? I don't know.
Hey, he's sitting out. They're both sitting out that relay. They're going to be good.
He's old though, a little soft.
They turned down their countries to race this.
Yeah,
race.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Did Rich get offered?
Yeah.
First offer, or was he a second offer?
First offer.
Good for him.
He was on the A team.
He was on the A team. Yeah, this is the pick. Also, just for the YouTube viewers, Jack, I like what you got going on down there with the pink highlight that fades. This is nice.
Once it gets selected, trust me, more's coming.
Gonna be some animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that there's really anything else to say. This is the pick there, the closest thing to a sure thing in the field. We'll see. A lot of people are saying that if the sleds are tough, might be hard for Rich Leo, but a lot of people are also forgetting Rich works those sleds, works them, walks them like a dog. It's going to be exciting. All right, Michelle, pick 2.
Yeah, this is interesting, but I think in terms of strategy and where I'm sitting in this second spot, I'm going to go with Ryan and Ryland here as my pick.
Wow.
I don't know. Michelle. I'm
zig.
looking at
when people think you're going to zag, you got to zig, and you zigged.
I'm thinking here, there's not a lot of people that are going to be fresh for a race, and we know that Ryan Kent will be fresh for this race. So I have a feeling that this is going to be an awesome duo regardless, but because they're pretty great teammates together, they basically got the world record if Rich and Palayo were not in that race. I think they're pretty damn strong, so I'm going to pick them first. I think they're going to do real well here.
I think it's a great pick.
Thank you.
Michelle, you blew up my draft board.
Ooh, so sorry.
They are the second best complementary unit on the board.
For sure.
And I think
a fresh teammate who's going to be angry.
Yeah.
Who needs this race. I think that Kent needs this race just as much as, I think for him to prove that he's back and still one of the dudes, I think he I think this is the start of the ascension, the comeback ascension. I think he needs this, and there's nothing like a man possessed in a race.
Do you know how many athletes on the men's side are not running or not registered for a race? Because there are some who are registered for their solo age group, for instance, or how many of them are not registered for another race this weekend?
The Sutherlands are not.
They're both registered for age group, but I don't think that they're going to be racing that.
Yeah, I would say like 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's less than 3 for sure.
Yeah, there are 6 out of the 30 athletes who are a member of a men's team are not racing this weekend. So
Raw Debo is the only team that I know of for sure that is not racing anything else. This is the only thing they're doing.
Straight up in everyone even or everyone tired race, I would put these people on the podium, these 2 gentlemen, and with one of their members fresh and the other who's shown really good ability to race multiple times, I think it's a great pick.
Yep.
Is anyone worried about Ryland running out of gas in New York City?
But he strikes me as the greatest teammate archetype. He's going to, if he runs out of gas, it will be onto a stretcher. He's going to give it.
There's something that happens when you have to fight alongside someone. It's not just about you. And there's a lot of emphasis put on your energy levels when that is at stake.
No doubt.
Yeah. Ryan and Ryland have gone toe to toe, seconds apart from each other so many times, whether it's in HYROX, whether it's in DECA, at some of the world championships in the past. I don't know if I'd want anybody on my team more than Ryland for just willingness to go out there. And Kent's fresh. He's finished second place at world champs before. I know he's not, at peak fitness, but he's on a mission right now. And this is his only race that he has to look forward to this weekend. They're going to get second or third place.
Look, I don't disagree. Someone's got to play devil's advocate. We can't just be pumping everyone's tires out here. All right, Jack.
Michelle, you made this so difficult for me. I did not expect that.
Gotta throw a wrench in the mix.
All right. I guess I got to go with a women's team. One question that I have to ask before this: do we know who's taking Meg's spot on the relay?
No,
that's a good question.
We don't. My guess is this is 100% speculation. There is one name that is not on this list that has a hybrid engine affiliation and is the second fastest DECA female of all time.
Yeah, Vivian.
That would be my guess.
I was thinking it would be Vivian on the ergs, but who knows?
No way. It's Hunter on the ergs.
I don't know why you'd put a female on the ergs.
Okay, that's why I'm not picking the team.
So, put a female
on the order.
It's Hunter. It's Hunter or Dylan, but it's got to be Hunter on the ergs. I would think.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, all right. If we think it's gonna be Vivian, I don't think that's gonna change who I'm picking. I'm going with the team from down under. I'm gonna end up going with Joanna and Tia.
Team proven.
Good to see them getting a shot.
They have to prove it. Yeah, they've got the fastest time. I know that it wasn't
by a lot.
Yeah, it really wasn't necessarily the battle we were hoping for in Houston, but that's because a little bit of a difficulty on run number 3 with the Laurens. But realistically, Tia and Joanna, what's Tia gonna have? 3 hours of recovery after her solo race. She's done that so many times not her solo race, her doubles race with James Newbury, but she's done that so many times before for the CrossFit Games. Just bounce back, same day event. And Joanna just seems like this is her year. I think they're going to end up winning this one.
They certainly have a lot of momentum leading into this race, and Tia also just won that CrossFit race.
Victorian Pro.
Yeah, so she's fit. This is going to be exciting to see. They seem like a great duo.
And I believe she is flying back as we speak on real day Thursday. I know she'll be back in the US about a week beforehand.
We're talking about the greatest female fitness athlete of all time. I would imagine that she's going to be fine. It's a good pick.
Yep. And I mean, if you look at their running split, 31-37 for run plus rocks, that's by far the fastest in the field. So
Yeah.
speed, acceleration. I'm drafting like the Raiders, just like Brakken.
I like that. All right. I am on the snake, and I have a rule, and I cannot believe that this is falling to me. If I'm ever drafting and Lauren Weeks is on the board, you just put her there. I don't care. Give me Lauren Weeks and Lauren Griffith. All the accolades that we said about Tia, and she's great. I think that we are probably at the point, and maybe after I guess 2 days from when you're listening to this, but after a week from now, I think Lauren's got an argument for the GOAT of HYROX, men or women, and potentially the GOAT of hybrid racing. And so if she's available, I would never bet against Lauren Weeks and her ability to excel, to win a race, to get gritty. I also think that, we know that the last time that they raced, when they raced Tia and Joanna, Lauren Griffith wasn't at her best. I don't know what they're doing down there at the hybrid engine, but they got a way of getting people ready for the big ones. And I just have a feeling like they're both going to be ready for this. There is no way that they miss the podium. And I think that they've got a very strong chance of winning. Like, this team scores.
They're my pick to win. I thought Jack was going to take them. I didn't know he was team proven, but
It's I'm not picking Lauren Weeks to win a race at HYROX Worlds.
Yeah,
agree.
I think we have to look at some under the table payments from proven to Jack. And the fact is, Lauren's already the hybrid GOAT. After this weekend, she'll be the HYROX GOAT. She already has hybrid, and Lauren is in the talks. Griffith for Deca GOAT. She's in the talks. Deca translates well to this. This team is going to work together, I think, better than Joanna Tia can. That doesn't mean that they proven probably could win this thing, but I don't think they will.
Yeah,
I think I set the over under to 10 wall balls for the difference during the preview episode with Greg. What do you think, Brakken?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even care about such foolish things. Over under on wall balls.
Like
how many wall balls they win.
So is there a 20-second gap? Like, how close are they at the finish? That's what I'm saying. Not a blowout.
I don't know how this race will play out. I'm not even going to pretend to. Okay. You guys can lay in that pool.
I'm not going to lay in any pool, but I do think that the Laurens are going to win. So take it to the bank. On the snake, I'm not going to lie. Michelle, you also kind of messed me up a little bit by taking Ryan and Ryland, because then Butterfly Effect, Jack took Joanna and Tia. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a dude's team and give me the captain of Team Proven and Mr. Red Bull himself. Give me JK and Jake Dearden. Listen, I think that this men's race is going to be the most I won't order the races of what I think will be the most exciting, because I'm sure I'll get people all in a tizzy and people in my DMs or YouTube comments. But I will say that
make them mad.
But I will say that I think that the most exciting race of the weekend is going to be this men's doubles race because of the pace. And I think that it is going to be carnage. And if I had to, like, going back to Brakken's point of like, give me speed and like top end speed, Jake Dearden is one of the best runners in the field. And JK will not, I do not think JK will fall back from that. So I like this team for doubles. They already beat a lot of the names here. I think they're gonna score. I think they're gonna be on the podium. I do think that they're gonna be fighting for second place with Ryan and Ryland. I do think that Palayo and Rich are winning. But
yeah, had I known this is how the draft was gonna go, I would have definitely picked fourth. You've got a good team so far. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah.
Well, Jack's already blaming draft order.
Yep.
OG Race Brain is back. OG Race Brain is back.
A draft order that he chose.
All right, Jack.
All right. I'm going with some more newcomers. That's what I'm doing this year. I know that I said speed and acceleration before. I changed my mind. Although honestly, speed is this team. Let's go Lucy Proctor and Sinead Bent.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Come on.
How's it feel to
Family
get
show,
kick robbed?
Michelle.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, golly.
Come on.
Jeez. Yeah, if you look at their running on paper, probably I think they're actually the third fastest total run in rocks time. That's good. But realistically, their zones are solid across the board. Like they could ski, they can do the sleds really fast on burpees. Farmer's carry was really fast. They didn't have the best time in London, but the thing that stood out to me is they won London. They beat Meg Jacobi and Camilla Massa in a race where world championship spots were on the line for this. They've proven they can win. I know that they're young and inexperienced, but I could see them sneaking on that third spot.
They're going to be my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle dropped a hard D after that.
Hard D.
Is that what the kids say for
I think
saying
it's a good
that
pick.
word?
I mean, I think that especially with the news of this is the doubles draft, but with the news of Beg being out, I think Sinead is a sleeper for the podium. So I mean, this is a good team. It was a really good team. Also, Jack, just going to call it out. Your teams in the top left is not updating for me.
My
Maybe
team's
some-
in the not left.
No
Up-
males,
up-
no females
males, no
chosen for
females.
him.
Oh, weird. Okay. Well, I'll manually do it then, and I'll fix
All right,
it later.
Michelle.
Oh man. Now I have to think about this.
I'm just going to throw this out there.
me-
This is going to be a tough draft.
It is.
It is going to be a tough draft.
There's so many good names who we haven't
Yeah.
even
It
considered.
is going to be a
Which
tough
is
draft.
great because these races will be fantastic to see in person. All right. Give me Linda Meyer and Viola Oberlander, please.
That's who I was torn.
Damn
I
it.
like that pick.
Yeah.
I'm always mad when someone else gets Linda.
and
I'm a Linda stan.
Yeah. I mean, they were on fire. And I think Viola's going to have even more time now. I know she had mentioned that she didn't feel like she was keeping up with Linda as much. So I'm confident in them to definitely be on the podium. So I'm happy with this pick.
Does Viola running a race a few hours before, just like Tia, give you any concern? Because as far as I'm aware, that's the only one that she's doing this whole weekend.
Just
Is she
keep
going to run
going.
that race, though?
That's true
Is what?
too.
Is she for sure going to run that race?
She and Peter Schiller are the #1 seed by like a minute. So I'd imagine they'd want to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do feel like running both races in the same day rather than waiting a day is better. So I think just keep up with that momentum. If they win that race, then she's going to be fired up to just get another one under her belt. So I don't have any reservations.
And
about
to
picking
be
them.
honest, we're seeing this, I guess, like, do we think that maybe a quick tangent? Do we think that doubles racing is as damaging as solo? Like from because I guess my point is, like, we've seen a lot of these people, not Viola necessarily, but we've seen a lot of these people do 2 races in a day or multiple races in a weekend, and there not be significant drop off in their run times or performance.
Yeah, we're
I
not
think-
talking about normal people. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
reframe it.
if you're a solid runner, you're gonna do, I feel like, just fine in doubles races. If you have that momentum, it's not as taxing and you're doing less stations. You still have got to do all the run. So if you're a less strong runner, then it might affect you a little bit more because you still got to do another.
It's kind of like a
Okay.
double threshold day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, but in this field, we're talking about these elite athletes. I think they will all be just fine.
Anything with rest intervals is always less taxing and damaging than anything without that. So
Right.
going for 60 minutes straight can lead to cramping. I haven't heard of a pro athlete cramping in doubles yet. So I'm just going to say doubles is easier to recover from, but maybe even more painful.
Yes. Yeah, I like this pick. They're like that Paris race. They were on fire. Linda was on fire, and Viola will be ready. It's a great pick.
And
Michelle.
let's not forget that Viola in Berlin just went 62.07, and we had questions about her this whole season. And she's very fit.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. No doubt. BK.
Well, we've talked about freshness, and there's only one fresh team left. And
Damn it.
Matt just absolutely turned his back on his brethren. He had
That's not true.
two
That's not
opportunities
true.
to take them, and
This
he
is
said, "You
bullshit.
know what? If you're still around later and no one's asked me to dance, yeah, I'll dance with you." Well, it's too bad because I'm dancing with both of these men.
Glass
so-
breaks, shatters. Raw
Raw
Devo,
Devo.
it's the chat.
Radivo. And not only am I drafting youth and speed, I'm also drafting mononym hybrid celebrity team names. And that's important to have two headers on what you're doing.
Yeah. This team is going to be a problem.
They're ready.
They're gonna be I think I've got them in the top 5, and I think that they're a podium threat. It'll be interesting to see when there's so many good teams that are running, but like this team is good. They are training together weekly. They are, like they're gonna be they're gonna be lockstep, and this is the only race that they're doing. So they are going to be, this one is pegged.
Well, if you look at background, Marcus was a 400-meter runner. Dawson was a 3K steepler at heart. Those are two very miserable events, right? And they're fresh. Both sides of the coin are addressed here. They are going to get every ounce out of each other. And they're going to have more available at the start line than anyone else.
And they don't have to travel far. Marcus is using points. He's going to be staying at like the Ritz-Carlton or something. He's going to be so well rested before this race. He's going to wake up feeling like $1 million. They're ready for this.
He could drive down morning of, no issue.
No, he said he's getting a nice hotel.
Oh,
No,
well,
they're
good
they're
for
I
him.
don't understand why they are staying in Chicago. I'm not really 100% clear on why they're doing that, but they are going to be staying in Chicago. But yeah, I said this on last week's pod, I think, but like Dawson doesn't get the credit as being one of the best runners in the field because people just aren't as familiar with his game, but BK and I are. This man can absolutely fly, and Marcus is looking lean. He's a lean, mean fighting machine, and they got some weapons. They bodied that sled pull in Houston. They absolutely crushed the sleds, and they, I think they got some things that they got to clean up, but they've been working on it. You won't hear me say a bad thing about them. Yes, I am mad because I thought that they were going to fall back. The butterfly effect of Michelle taking Ryan and Ryland kind of borked this whole thing.
They weren't
Oh,
getting by
BK,
me,
you
Matt.
got 'em.
Sorry.
No,
BK,
you
you
had the
got 'em.
chance. The very first high school track meet that I coached as a head distance coach, Dawson Miller ran the 2 mile. And he was just floating around the track in his Asics Piranhas, toe striking the whole way. And I thought, this kid's got something different. And he was already like 6'1" at that point. This kid is going, he's not even a kid anymore, but people don't know his running yet, but they're about to find out about it.
Speaking of running, runs 6, 7, and 8, or 6 and 7 specifically, because those are consistent. Those had a notable drop off. They went from 320 to 323 to 327 to 334. So they've got to clean up some of that speed at the end of the race when other teams don't fall apart.
But defending my brethren here, I think that was shortly. I don't think that they were necessarily that's not long after Marcus had run Elite 15 singles and was still trying to get his singles time. He is, ever since they've qualified now 3 months ago, all of the training has specifically been for this race. And Jack, as you know, it's a different type of running. And I don't think that Marcus is going to have that drop off.
I'm just giving them a little bit of advice because I know they'll listen.
Guys, don't get slower.
They little boyed across the finish line. They might double bird you whenever they cross. Jack, don't you dare put disrespect in our name.
Well, here we go. Coming back to me again, there are 2 women's teams that I want. And so
You can only have one, though.
I only get one, and the other one's not going to be around.
I already know who you're going to go with.
Do you? Announce it for me then.
You're getting ready to say, you're about to say Bridget Brown and Tara Jackson.
I don't have to now. Lock it in.
Speaking of fresh teams.
Fresh
Oh,
teams.
man.
Nothing else on their palette. All they have to do is turn themselves inside out one time. and they both have the genetic and mental disposition to do so. I like it.
Annoyed because I also wanted them.
Are we
just
sure
need
that
to make sure that
sure that's the only one that Tara's doing?
I didn't see her in any of the other sign-up lists.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she was going to be all in if she got into pro doubles.
Yeah, she's not in pro on Friday or Saturday, and I don't think that they are doing singles on Sundays. So yeah, yeah. So this is probably the only one she's doing.
They clean
Now that
up
we're
their
done
wall
second guessing
balls.
my statements, can we just all applaud my picks?
No.
Strong.
And I'm the first person to have 3 teams.
Whoa.
Sure.
You'll be the last
Weekend
of
is
4.
trending well.
Yeah, I mean, they got in with a gritty performance. I mean, Bridget Brown threw down on the lunges like a crazy person. In what race was that? Miami?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Miami. And I think we already talked about it in the preview. They had a 403. What was it, Jack? 403 wall ball.
It's like 4 flat. It was above 4.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I mean, that's not going to happen again. And the high level runners. Tara is a former Elite 15 solo athlete and one of the most decorated. I mean, she's definitely in the argument for Deca GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good pick. It's a good pick. Hard to argue. All right, Michelle.
I think I got to go back. There's so many good teams. I'm going to go back to men. Give me Charlie Bottrell and Ollie Russell, please.
Ooh.
Third best time. I know that it's different courses, but I still think that this is a solid team. So I'm going to go with them for my third pick here.
They're monsters in the zones. 1923 for their total zone split. They just
And they can
destroyed
run.
Yeah.
That was
But-
just a really deep field as well. And to have come,
Yeah.
to be the top out of that field, I feel like is a pretty great indication for how they can perform on the day.
Yeah, they were head and shoulders over the rest of everyone else in this field in terms of row farmers and lunges. Did really well. Wall balls didn't drop off on any of the runs. I think they're going to sneak up on some people.
Yeah, and I mean, Charlie Bottrell is probably doing every single race here. He's probably doing a solo. He's probably doing a mixed doubles with Lucy potentially.
He is only signed up for a solo age group.
Okay, well, that's not going to affect him. This is the dude that did 8 races in a weekend, so he's going to be fine.
That's so foolish.
Yeah, well, he's 20, so he recovers unlike the rest of us do. Yeah, I mean, they can fly. They're a scary team, and I think they were only 2 seconds off of JK and Jake's time.
Yeah,
on a not very fast course. So, although I don't even know our course is fast or are they slow? I don't know. They're all goofy. Jack,
Next pick.
Yep.
This is so tough, but I can't pick Americans. Sorry, this is a draft. I got to go Europeans. And there was a certain guy who turned down a spot on the invitational team just so that he could be fresh for this race. I got to go with Bo and Eugenio.
Nice. You just played right in my hands. Perfect. Love it. All right.
European
us about
plus OCR. This is a Jack Bauer.
I know this is right up. Well, once Michelle stole Ryan and Ryland, I was like, oh man. But anyway, the fact of the matter is they thought they ended up winning in Paris. Of course, later on they ended up losing by a couple seconds to a team from a later heat, but they still threw down against arguably the deepest field we had seen up until that point for doubles, and they came out on first. Eugenio, he's running Team Italy. Bo, he's not running. He's doing Elite 15, but he's not running on the Invitational, so they're going to have a day off basically in between there. I think they're going to be really fresh. I like their chances. You don't want them near you at the end.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. All right. I cannot, sometimes the Lord is watching out for you and just certain things just fall right in your lap. Give me Alan Plow and Jake Williamson.
Think this is preordained?
Obviously, this team is scary. Listen, my boy Jake Williamson is feeling himself right now. All this dude wanted was to break into the Elite 15, and he did it. And they got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because of the way that London race went down. As Jack likes to call me out on, they did not win. However, they cost themselves more time on the sled pull, the farmers carries, and then they got some BS no reps on the wall balls, and they only lost to Charlie and Ollie by, I believe it was like 6 seconds. There was more than 6 seconds of time to
It's
clean up
only
on the station.
4. Yeah, if
Okay,
they
so
weren't
4 seconds.
if they didn't have a couple of fumbles, they would have been the third team to break 50, no doubt.
He also went on to run a new open world record with Fabi in Berlin. And then he just ran a 50, it was either 04 or 50.06 in New York with Jake Dearden. So look, Jake is made for team races in HYROX. And obviously Alan is no slouch because they only lost by 4 seconds. I think that this team is a dark horse for the podium, but I definitely don't think they fall out of the top 5. So far, the way I see it, I'm scoring in all 3 of these, and I'm going low, baby. I am going low.
They are the best team in terms of the stations. 1857 is their total split, and only 2 other teams are under 20 minutes. So they are dominant when it comes to that. Obviously, you mentioned Jake's running is improved. Alan, he's no slouch either. They could have won that race in London, so they're going to be solid.
Yeah, you guys are in trouble. You're in trouble. And on the turn, give me the Brits. I'll take Kate Davey and Zara Piergiani. Last year's women's doubles champions at Worlds. 1 of 1, baby. They were 1 overall. Kate's healthy. Zara was unfortunate to miss out on the Elite 15 singles race. She is training for this. Again, take a drink, put $1 in the jar. It's another hybrid engine team. I don't know what they're doing down there, but they just got people all over the Elite 15s. They are going to be ready. Yes, Zara is racing on the relay team. And yes, Kate is racing on the Elite 15 singles. But at the hybrid engine, they don't care, baby. Volume, volume, volume. Threshold, threshold, threshold. This is what they do. This team is gonna podium.
Yeah, this is a solid team. They're definitely going to be up there.
Look, if I'm you all and I look at my team right now, I'm shaking.
I've heard that before.
Shaking.
If anything, I'm shaking with laughter that you've just burned your social circle.
I don't even know what that means.
You just lost like 50% of your friends.
Why?
They're not hanging out with you anymore. You wouldn't even pick them.
Dawson and Marcus?
Yeah.
No, we're good. I already texted Dawson. I'll let him know it's good. We're fine.
Wait till he listens. He's going to know the truth. It's all on video. Yeah, this team's going to be nasty, but they're not going to be as nasty as the team of Yannick Chopla and Tim Vinish.
Yeah, it's a little bit absurd that they fell this far, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't believe it. Tim has a legitimate shot of ending up in the podium solo race, and Yannick, he's raced in the Elite 15 at majors several times. This team's going to be good. They went sub 30 for their Run Plus Rock Zone split in Paris. They were 3rd place, 13 seconds behind Bo and Eugenio. They just need to clean up a couple of stations. I think that their sled pull was a little bit slow compared to the rest of the field, and they didn't have the best lunges. But overall, this team has all the talents in the world. They're young. They're fast. I don't know how they fell this far.
There's too many good teams. That's
Too many good teams.
All right, me. I will take the Vanden Lindenloofs here, please. They're one of the last teams that are under 57 minutes for all of this. I think it's about like half the field here. So they're solid. I feel like they came out of nowhere this year and they're performing very well. So I think they'll be up there with the top of this field.
I like this pick. They were 2nd overall in women's doubles last year, and that London race was impressive because they took 3rd overall from 30 minutes back.
Right. Yeah. In a different heat.
Yeah. Completely different heat.
It's a good pick. They're going to work well together. They're experienced together and they're used to this stage already. So I think that they may have the biggest improvement of any team we're seeing on the women's side here, simply from the fact that they're going to race them for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
They're also only doing 12 to 15 minutes of work being on the relay, so that's their only race this entire weekend. Otherwise, they're going to be nice and fresh. They know how to work together. You obviously mentioned they got second place last year. This is a very good dark horse team to make the podium.
All right, shall I?
Go for
You
it.
shall.
All right, I'm going to take Dylan Scott, Jeremy McConnell. Really, like, any team that Dylan says he's excited about, I will get excited about. Dylan seems to have a better read on the metrics of HYROX than any other person I know. He can predict finishing times, scarily accurate. He always seems to know what kind of fitness people are in, and he chose this guy as his partner. That's all I need to know. That's the stamp of approval that I need. And then I'm also going to follow that up with Jess Petro and Maria Fetchik. Both potentially Elite 15 women, both people that I believe, now we haven't really seen them pop yet, but we haven't seen them line up against all these women, but I believe they are well suited for doubles. So I think that we're kind of overgassing a few of these teams and they're being a little bit underserved. I think they're going to overperform here.
Yeah, I mean, they have tons of experience in Elite 15 settings, so this is a great team together, and they did super well in Miami, so I think they'll definitely be up there.
Brakken
Yeah,
just
I'm not
loved that Miami battle.
I'm not undergassing anyone, Brakken. I've got the hybrid goat for one female team, and then I've got last year's women's winners. So just to be clear, I'm not undergassing or overgassing anyone.
I would say you're absolutely overgassing the hybrid engine's ability to put people in world championships.
All right, fair enough. Time will tell. These are good picks. Jess Petro is I mean, I think we've talked a couple times. I think she's probably the most improved athlete season over season. She is going to be a force in that solo race. She's racing 3 times. Do you think that's going to affect Team Proven, Brakken?
No, they have the secret sauce at Team Proven. Recovery doesn't matter. They don't need to lay on the ground. They don't need anything. They're just going to keep racing and keep racing and keep racing.
Threshold, threshold, threshold. Volume, volume, volume.
No rests.
No rest. Yeah, and Maria is a dog and a competitor, and the way they closed that race in Miami was super impressive. The Dylan Scott and Jeremy pick, it's hard to bet against the raccoon because he also believes in just volume, volume, volume times 100. So he's not going to be tired. I think we joked last week, this will probably be his 3rd workout of the day by the time this race actually happens. Do you think they have the top end speed, Brakken?
I don't know. But
Because you said you were prioritizing speed.
I am, but just like the
I'm just
Dolphins,
keeping you
eventually you have to draft somebody else. So I don't know. But we're at that point where the obvious speed demons are gone. And now we have to rely on who have we seen the least from that has a high ceiling. And I believe this team qualifies.
All right. Michelle.
Give me all the siblings. Give me the Sutherlands, please. I mean,
Yeah, this one's
honestly,
still a little disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, that Miami race was sick, and they were not too far behind the top 2 teams in this field. So I think that they still got more in them. Did we mention that they're only doing this if they're also going to be fresh? I mean, yeah, this is a no-brainer here. They're going to do really well, and because they have great chemistry already, yeah, no reason why they can't be up there.
They're both currently signed up for age group solo, but I don't know if they're going to do that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that Greg said on the rocks, or sorry, on our show, I'm pretty sure he said that he thinks that they're just doing this one. They might have been signed up, but they probably qualified.
Registered doesn't mean that they probably earlier in the season were like, hey, here's my spot, I'm going to sign up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team is nasty. And then they threw down like a 48 high or 48 mid on the open not too long after. This team is nasty. Michelle, you got a good team. I like the siblings. Jack.
All right, I'm going to go with the team who has raced together 4 times. The past 2 times that they have raced together, They ran 56.45 and 56.56. I think sub 57 is going to be good enough to sneak you into like that 5 to 7 range. Give me the team of Rebecca Frank and Sika Arning.
Nice.
Yeah, solid crew.
I mean, this is just working out so great for me. Wow, I am beginning to think that maybe this one is ordained. Brakken, go ahead, and I can't even believe this is working out this way. Go ahead and give me the Spaniards, who absolutely gave that work in the Paris race to take first overall. I'm not going to say it as well as our friend Greg from the Rock
You have
Slide.
to say it, or I'm not typing it in.
Jack's not even going to type it in until I say it. Give me Luis Garcia Rubio and Roberto Viciedo. Give them to me.
It was like a besides like Luis,
I'm from the
butchered that.
Midwest, okay?
I guess
All right?
S's don't exist.
Yeah, I'm from the Midwest. This team won a absolutely stacked Paris race from a later heat with a 50-27, edging out Bo and Eugenio. I do not know if they are racing another race, but this team, I think, is one to watch out for. I think they're going to surprise some people. Not a lot of people know who they are. Give me the fast Spaniards. And then on our doubles preview show, I said to watch out for this team because they're going to be a dark horse. And I think that people are counting them out, but I thought that they were a dark horse for a top 5. Give me another Spaniard. Give me Elena Rucachaz and Morgan Schulz. This team is nasty, and they're going to be a problem.
All these
Chicago's
teams are
home
going to be a
also.
problem.
What'd you say, Jack?
Chicago is their home also, right?
So I'm saying they're sleeping in their own beds. They've got this one pegged. They're out there working. They're coached by one of the greatest, if not the greatest double athletes of all time, Palayo Menendez Fernandez. They're a Pele performance athletes. This team is going to crush.
Matt's excited. Matt's really feeling himself, and he's not yet hearing Debo's squeaky wheels coming down the block. He's going to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul because he has alienated Debo. But this is a good pick, and Morgan Schulz is an absolute animal and is going to only excel even more so in an interval style, being a 2:0 something 800-meter runner back at the University of Illinois. So this is going to be a great team.
I agree. I didn't know that they were only doing this. I thought Elena is on the relay, and I thought Morgan qualified for a different one. But hey,
sorry, what I meant to say was the thought that I did not fully complete out loud was that she is not doing mixed doubles with Palayo. She is the captain of Team Spain. You are correct, but I don't think that race is going to affect her doubles. But I don't think Morgan is doing another one, unless any of you know differently.
Alex, she's not doubling up with him, is she?
I can't imagine that she would be, because if she is doubling up, she is signed up for Friday, but again, that doesn't mean that she's doing it. And then she's also signed up for Saturday. I have to imagine she's not going to do 3 races in 36 hours. One of those is getting dropped, would be my guess.
All right. Guess I got to go. So I have to pick a guy's team, and then Michelle and Brakken have to pick women's team. All right. Every single time that we watch a doubles race, any of that coverage, there's one team that just seems to just be at the front, and then something happens on wall balls. It's not going to happen this weekend. Hitty
Jack
Viersma
loves
and Thierry Wilgenberg. Let's go.
Jack loves him some Europeans. Just call this team Europe at this. You don't even have an American team. I'm just not realizing this.
I told you, I'm not doing that. I don't
Jack hates America.
If Jack got asked to do the relay, he would say, hell no.
No, he's the AliExpress of this draft.
Yeah, I mean, this is also the 6th fastest time here, so this is a solid team that's still available.
Got 3rd in London, 1 second behind Jake and Alan, and 5 seconds behind Ollie and Charlie. I know, obviously, the Jake and Alan time was a little skewed, but regardless, they can run. Will they fall apart on wall balls?
I hope not. It honestly breaks my heart whenever I see it happen to people. I'm just like, I don't know about you guys, but it actually like pulls at the heartstrings. I'm like, oh, come on, man, you can do it. Because like
been
it's
there.
like we've all been there. Like
Yeah.
you just like know how bad they're feeling. It just sucks.
The toughest part is if that's a weakness and Hitty is running the Elite 15 and then both of them are running on the relay. It's like that's the one station that and lunges. Like if your body's falling apart, you can hold up for the rest of it and fake it. That one you can't. So
yeah, and we know that no reps they're going to be tight on the no reps. And I think Jack, we talked about this last week on the preview show. Like that's the one station that if there's any amount of fatigue in your system that's a hard one to do.
Yeah,
exactly.
A lot of teams will be in the same boat though, so they're not going to be the only ones that are on tired legs.
All right, Michelle.
My turn. Women's team. Give me Jade Skillen and Jana Liebenstead.
The new one.
The
That's
new
who I was going to pick.
Yep.
Michelle.
Yeah. I mean, Brakken, I was first, so here we go.
They get hit with a fact.
They get their chance now. They're taking their spot from Megan Camilla. So I don't know how many races they're doing, but I feel like they're going to be more fresh than the rest. And they've also put down a solid time. They had a 57, 54. So that puts them towards the top here. I think they'll be a solid team together. So I'm excited that I have them on mine.
Roll downs historically do very well at HYROX Worlds.
They do.
Well, I don't like that pick because that was going to be my pick. And unlike Jack, I do love America, but I still refuse to pick Chris Rogloski. So I am going to go European. I am going to take the team with the most names, and that must count for something. Gabriella.
Gabriella. There's no A.
It's hard for me to see here. Gabrielle, Nicora Baker, and Nicola Georgia Macbeth.
Isn't this team Aussie?
Yeah,
settled by the Europeans.
No, I think I think they raced in Australia, but they're on relay teams that are not Australia.
Settled by Europeans.
Oh God. Like barely fits on the line there. My goodness.
But they will fit on the podium.
Yeah.
Jack, is this the New Zealand flag? Are they Kiwis?
I don't know. I'll have to look.
Yeah, it's the New Zealand flag.
New Zealand.
They're Kiwis.
Okay.
All right. BK wild card. You gonna pick someone not listed?
I'm not. I'm not. I have not been able to get a hold of KBB lately, so I will not be picking Chris Bob Brown. But what I'm going to do is go with Chris Woolley and Tom Rogers.
Oh yeah, they're going to be under the radar.
Absolutely.
Chris's only race. Tom just shocked everybody in Barcelona. They're going to be good.
They're going to be good. All right, Michelle.
Give me Chris Rogloski and Katie Simonson here.
Damn it. There's no way they're going to fall to me. But
yeah, Chris is on fire. She's going to be running all weekend, and she's going to light it up here too.
And when Brakken said that roll downs historically do well at HYROX, I was like, he's actually picking Chris? Nope, not happening.
She didn't roll down for this race.
Not this race, but Worlds.
Yeah, no, I won't follow that string of logic for her.
Understand, yeah. And you're going for speed and acceleration, and 100 milers aren't known for that, right?
No, she has neither.
Chris is healthy. There will be no more Chris slander.
She could have a 100 health meter, and doesn't mean she has any acceleration.
There will be no more Chris Rogloski slander on this show today. Jack.
All right. Finishing it off with a couple of Australian guys, Tanguy Cruz and Daniel Payne. They were only 2 seconds behind the win. Oops, Daniel's first.
That is a good pick. Man. All right. I got to pick someone from an Aussie race. So let's see.
Oh, come on. He's pulling up tabs and doing research in this moment.
This is the wild card round.
Give me Peter Mays and Tom Francis. All right. We did it. BK, hit us with your team.
Well, we have, can we call them the hybrid relay goats? Palayo, Menendez, Fernandez, Richard B. Ryan, making up the greatest team ever assembled. We have Raw Debo coming in probably second place. And then Bridget Brown, Tara Jackson, Scott and McConnell, Petro Fetchick. We've got the 6-name Hydra, and then Chris William, Tom Rogers.
Michelle.
All right. Ryan Kent, Ryland Shadig, Linda Meyer, Viola Oberlander, Charlie Bottrell, Ollie Russell, Margot and Charlotte Vanden Lindenloof, Ben and Harry Sutherland, Jade Skillen, Jana Liebenstead, and Katie Simonson and Chris Rogloski.
If this is a true fantasy league, Michelle's team name should be sibling vibes. Because if you look at the rest of the team, they all kind of get like Ryland could be Ryan's little brother.
All about family over here.
Linda and Viola, German sisters. Katie and Chris. I mean, come on. It's got sibling vibes all over it.
Yep.
Jack.
All right. Team No America. I've got Joanna and Tia, Lucy and Sinead, Bo and Eugenio, Yannick and Tim, Rebecca and Sika, Hide and Thierry, and Daniel and Tange.
All right. And if my team had a team name, it would be the emoji. Give me. I've got the hybrid goat, soon to be the HYROX goat, Lauren Weeks and Lauren Griffith. I have team proven Red Bull, James Kelly, Jake Dearden. I've got the under the radar team, Jake Williamson and Alan Plow. I've got team Great Britain, Kate Davies, Zara Piergiani. Team Spain, Luis Garcia Rubio and Roberto Viciedo. I've got Elena Rucachaz, going to be high up on Resolute Coffee with Morgan Schulz. And I've got Peter Mays, Tom Francis. All right, squad. We did it. That is our doubles draft. Let us know in the chat where we got it right. Let us know where we got it wrong. All right, let's talk very briefly. Team relay. Do our top 3 picks. BK, do you even know who the relay teams are?
Yeah. Great Britain, United States.
I just go right into it.
Just naming countries with your
Australia.
Yeah. That's team proven.
I could go on, but I feel like I need not.
It's not team Aussie, it's team Australia. Our team proven. All right. We will we don't really have a graphic for this. Well, let's just do the picks. Let's just quickly top 3. I'll go. If you're a soccer fan, if you're in Europe, specifically if you're in England, you might be familiar with the phrase, it's coming home, right? The Brits have been trying to bring home a World Cup, a major in a major world soccer event for years. Well, here in America, it's coming home. Give me Team USA 1, Team Proven 2, the Brits 3.
Brits proven USA. US has a terrible track record in all versions of relays, including OCR. Terrible.
This isn't the 4x1.
God,
And they lost Rich.
Let's not talk about the 4x1.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. People got to get fired for that, right? Someone had to have been fired for that.
Got raised.
Inexcusable.
Probably got a raise with the way USATF goes. Self-given raise.
Michelle, who's your top 3?
USA, Great Britain, and Germany. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Michelle's gonna get
Germany.
clipped so hard for that. Damn. Jack.
I think that there's actually a shot that I'm going to go USA number 1, England 2. I'm going Netherlands 3. Little upset right there.
You guys are both getting clipped. That's crazy. It's
Fine.
gonna be good. It's gonna be a good race. I'm excited. All right, gang. Final thoughts overall on all things team and doubles.
Gonna be fun races to watch.
There will be
Can't wait.
no closer finishes all weekend than the doubles, and it's going to make for fantastic, entertaining racing.
Will there be a world record?
No.
Either gender.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Either gender. Okay, so for the women, someone would have to go below 54.28, and for the men, someone would have to go below 48.31.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking a 48.30 for the men or a 54.27 for the women. I think it's more likely to happen on the women's side than I think it is on the men's.
Anything is possible.
All 15 teams, though. I think all 15 teams on the men's side will be on the wall balls at the same time.
It's gonna be epic.
Yep.
That margin for the margin from Podium. Well, actually, here's a fun game for you, Jack. Over under the difference between 3rd and 10th on the men's side. 24 seconds.
Over. That's just too close.
A minute 17.
45 seconds.
What do you mean? If you look at all their time, I mean, I know we can't compare courses, but
It's
like
not going to happen like that. When you have this many good people in the same race, there are going to be blowups. Some teams are just not going to be able to hang on. 24 seconds for 7 teams. No.
So you're saying over. What's a more fair line? 45?
Yeah, about low 50s, I'd say.
Okay, so
Within a minute for sure.
All right, so fine. We'll just cut it right there. Over under a minute.
Over.
Barely over.
Confidently.
Barely
I
over.
say under.
I'm saying one team cracks minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm saying 3rd through 10th. I think the teams that crack are going to wind up bottom 5. Michelle's with me. All right, Jack, what were you going to ask?
Oh, I was just going to say, should we give a little, announcement for the website where people can vote?
Oh, yeah. We've already announced this if you listen to the other one, but this is the first day that we're doing this. Time doesn't matter on the Race Brain podcast. Make sure that you go over to racebrain.media, subscribe to the newsletter, and put in your picks for your top 5. Are we doing teams too, or just men and women singles?
Head over there. Maybe I'll talk with Steve, see if he can get the doubles up also.
Yeah, throw it in there. We got prizes.
We're all gonna do it. You can see if you can beat us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, we probably will get waxed. We'll probably all
See
get
if you can
waxed.
beat Team
Twice this
America.
weekend
See
for
if you
you.
can beat Jack's socialist agenda.
and Brakken's European colonization.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there all weekend. TBD on BK. Guy doesn't know how to work a calendar. We'll find out if he's gonna show up or not. But
Raise your hand if you have kids. You're the only one that should get this, Matt.
So between Jack, Michelle, Rich, Ryan, he is still a part of Race Brain, even though he doesn't come on nearly as much as we'd like. Or Marcus Wallace, the other half of Raw Debo. If you see us, come up, talk to us, say hi, let us know what's good. Tell us that our takes are terrible. Tell us that our takes are great. We're gonna have stuff to hand out. Can't give you too many details, but if you want to get a little swag, find us, talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. All right, we're out.